Just a short time ago, we got our new ethanol production numbers out. Let's take a look at what we had for a trend this past week in the U.S. Well, we had production of 978,000 barrels a day. That was a pretty sharp increase from the week before. That was up by 64,000 barrels per day from last week. 4-week average bumped up by 13,000 barrels to 938,000. And the ethanol stocks actually went down by 300,000, down to 19.9 million barrels. And the imports remained at zero this past week. So all in all, every category was friendly for the ethanol industry. Let's take a look at our grain prices right now. And with our quotes provided by Bar Chart, somebody greased the skids here on the corn. We had a higher start during the day. And now look at December corn. We're 4 lower at 533.5. That's 11 cents off of our overnight high. Now, we're pretty consistent with losses of about 4 cents across the board. Soybeans, at one point they were higher. November soybeans now down 8 at 12.42.5. That's only 2 ticks from our low of the day. Well, let's move on to wheat in Chicago. And in December, we're now 2 1/4 higher at 7.47. But that doesn't hardly tell the whole story because we're about a dime off of our overnight high. Had a pretty strong surge there for a while. Kansas City wheat, December now 4 1/4 higher at 7.45 1/4. In the Minneapolis market on spring wheat, you had the December contract 10 higher now at 935.5, so that one's starting to take charge. In the cotton market, you had the December contract 314 points higher at 112.07 per pound. Amazing. It actually almost got up to 114 cents there at one point. Todd Bubba Horowitz joins us right now. He's with Bubba Trading in Chicago. Todd, we have all kinds of stuff going on. Not only in the grain trade, we have the equity markets showing big moves, the dollar value, the crude oil. What's going on anyway today?
Well, it's one crazy day, Marlon. And again, this is the kind of action that you start to see in general markets when they have actually probably found a top. And you start to get this much wilder volatility and much bigger swings, which is exactly what we're seeing. And I think the grains are struggling a bit here, although wheat is higher, which is good. Corn and beans are both a little bit lower. I think, one of the big problems that nobody talks about is the cost of fuel and the cost of energy. I mean, that gas was $6.60 overnight, okay? And these prices are ridiculous, and there's shortages all over the world, and that's going to affect the direct input cost, which is going to really hurt our farmers. And I think that's the issues that we're dealing with because we're not getting enough support for buying right now. And we need to really go much higher just to get back to break evens again.
Natural gas right now has November futures down 46 cents at 5.85, but they had been, as you mentioned, as high as 46.6 overnight. So just a wide range on natural gas. Crude oil, the West Texas crude has November down $1.73 now at 77.20. And that's a sharp drop from its earlier high when it almost hit $80 overnight. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently showing December futures down 308 points at 33,875 right now. Well, that's a look at the latest information. And Todd, good to visit with you again. I appreciate the help here looking at the grain segment and the outside markets. We're going to pause right here. We'll be back taking a look at livestock right after this.